Hello, my name is Taylor.
And I am Ray. And today, Ray and I both have a cold, yes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Peyton caught it and gave it to me. Or it could be the other way around, but I'm blaming Peyton. You interact with more people than I do, yes.
Yeah, and it's really great that you guys didn't warn me about this before I came over.
Well, you should be fine, right? Because you're really big, and that means you need more bacteria or virus to make you sick.
I am positive that is not how that works.
Well, it's fine. Whatever the case, the point is, if it sounds like we're low energy and we don't sound very good, it's because we're tired and we feel awful. Yeah, and I don't know what it is, but my normal speaking voice really hurts my throat when I get a cold, yes. Yeah, you'd think you'd be used to it. Maybe it's just because, I don't know, it's a particular frequency or something?
Yes, it's the particular frequency, and not that Peyton is just naturally shrill and horrible.
I am a delicate flower, thank you. Yes. Man, every year this happens without fail. I get sick with some kind of cold. I always think it's allergies and then it's not. This spirit vessel would clearly be closed off until I jumped through a bunch of ridiculous hoops. There was one time when I got sick and it lined up perfectly though. Back when I was doing the Queen Latifah Let's Play, I got a really bad cold right around when I was supposed to be in the dead money thing with all the poison gas. And so that worked out great, because then, my character was supposed to be breathing poison gas, and so I just sounded like I had a really bad plugged up nose. I remember people leaving comments, they were like, man, this is really good acting. I really believe that this person is having respiratory trouble. Did you ever own up to it? Yes. No, I just kind of basked in the glory of everyone thinking I was a really good actor. Although, in fairness, later on, I had to keep going with it because I'd already started with having the respiratory troubles being a thing. So I faked it by pinching my nose so I continued to sound stuffed up for the entire rest of that section of the game.
Yeah, because those only happen once a week, right?
Yeah, so within a week I was better, but I'd already committed to the idea that I just sounded like I had a cold.
But we'll see. See, there was some good acting there.
No, I really think the best acting was when I legitimately had a cold and really did sound just not very good.
I don't know. Maybe you're not giving yourself enough credit.
Well, I feel like that's important, Because when you start to feel good about your work, that's complacency. It's important. As soon as you have happiness with your work, your art is dead.
I would assume that if you don't like doing your work, then your art is dead because you're just forcing yourself to do something you hate.
Okay, well that too. It's a really fine line, okay? You gotta love what you do, but also hate yourself for doing it.
This sounds like we're in the territory of truisms, where your mileage varies depending on specifically what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, that happens a lot, especially when you get into art. Everybody does their thing differently, I guess. That reminds me, though, I was looking at PewDiePie. I check on him every now and then, because he's, one of the biggest YouTubers. And he's so sad and so depressing.
What do you mean? He doesn't seem sad.
Well, no, not sad. Just everything about him is, so sad. Because he's not... I don't know. It's like he's given up, but he doesn't want to stop doing the thing. Well, he's a grown adult, and he hit his peak, a year or two ago. And the skill set that made him famous can't really take him anywhere else. Yes. Yeah, he just does his videos, and it's kind of the same thing, but there's no passion or inspiration. He just doesn't know what else to do, I guess. If he quit doing videos, then he would just be retired at the age of what? What is he now, 30?
Are we gonna get really into YouTube politics again? Because, that's gotta get old for our viewers.
Well, no, not intentionally. Apologies to our viewers. We're in the temple again. What all I can say is, wow, look at this temple. It looks pretty much the same as the other ones. Again, it's a pretty consistent commentary, yes. But okay, I don't want to talk about YouTube. What I want to talk about is the idea of, complacency being death. In any kind of creative medium, whether you're making video games or YouTube videos or something like that, you've always got to improve. You've got to dislike what you did before, but be excited about the thing that you're going to do tomorrow, because whatever you do tomorrow is going to be better than the thing you did yesterday.
Okay, right, I follow.
Okay, hang on, I'll continue this, but we got a cutscene coming up. The Reaver now had the ability to create floating platforms in very specific places that were designed for the Reaver to function in. This would prove to be incredibly limiting, but entirely necessary. Okay, so anyway, the thing is that's strange is you look at guys like Markiplier and PewDiePie, and, you'd say that, well, I don't know about PewDiePie, but Markiplier has, this really fantastic radio voice. The guy's got something innate that's actually really good, and you could do something with that. But normally, what you would expect from him would be okay, he's a local radio host or something like that. And that goes on okay, and he does that for a few years, and then he kind of moves on, and maybe he moves to LA, and he does voice work, or he finds work somewhere else, kind of in that medium, and you climb the ladder. You go on to the next big thing, and then, someday you hope to retire.
Okay.
But Markiplier is kind of already at the pinnacle of a field, and it's a new field, and it's a weird field, but it's a field that doesn't necessarily display a lot of skill at the top, and there's this kind of strange question of, like, what do you do afterward?
Well, I mean, what are you saying? Like, they don't have to stop making YouTube videos if they don't want to, and the fans still like them.
Well, no, that's not what I'm getting at. What I'm saying, though, is that, like, imagine, 20 years from now, Markiplier is still doing YouTube videos. Or really, Markiplier is not the one who depresses me, it's PewDiePie. Let's suppose that, like, 20 years down the line, PewDiePie's still doing his videos, and it's still the level of effort that he's at right now. Like, let's suppose he doesn't improve at all. He just goes through the motions and lets the system keep him huge. Why? Like, yeah, he's getting older, but you're never too old to learn new things. Like, I don't understand, where do you go? Like, look at the voice actor for Raziel. He went on to become on the board of directors for the Screen Actors Guild, He went from playing Gleek the Monkey to being this influential guy. He moved up. He improved. PewDiePie doesn't need to keep being PewDiePie. He could move on to other things and become, something more meaningful.
Well, it's not like there's a YouTube Actors Guild that he can join.
Well, no, there's not. But the point is that clearly he can do any kind of content, and as long as it's not too crazy, people will still watch it. So why doesn't he just, between all of his, like, day after day after day of boring, don't care uploads, make something cool, or hire other people to make something cool, and then he would upload it for them? That's something Markiplier does. I've seen him do it. Maybe PewDiePie has a really terrible and dark secret, like he's making Frankenstein in his basement, yes, and that's why he doesn't do anything cool in public. Okay. Yeah, I guess maybe from a more realistic perspective, he's got hobbies and things that he does off of YouTube that are interesting, and he just doesn't make it public, because... I mean, I don't know why. It seems like that's the kind of thing you'd put on YouTube.
Because YouTube is his job, and he hates his job.
Yeah, but I mean, he does the same thing every single day. He's just going through the motion. He could do my job. He could work down at the gas station. I'll take over his giant channel that can't fail.
No, actually, it was Fred or Annoying Orange or someone who actually sold their YouTube channel when they got a cable deal. Apparently, once somebody else took over the channel, though, everyone quit watching it. Channel just died.
Well, that's Fred or Annoying Orange, like big, famous YouTube channels from the early days. But PewDiePie... Did you know that if you make a new YouTube account and you say that you like gaming or something, I can't remember what it is, there's a way that if you set up your channel, YouTube will just automatically subscribe you to PewDiePie. I think it's like the default. All default channels subscribe to PewDiePie. That's how impossibly large he is. I'm not sure if PewDiePie actually matters to anything having to do with PewDiePie anymore.
Well, as cynical as you want to be about that, I'm pretty sure that he does. If PewDiePie just started uploading random music videos, people would stop tuning in. Because they really are still going for PewDiePie. I mean, they go to see the biggest YouTuber. It's not because he's great, they just go to see the biggest YouTuber.
So you were saying he's like the biggest ball of twine? Yes. People go to see the big ball of twine. If you tried to make an art gallery and threw out the big ball of twine, no one would come, yes.
Yeah, basically, in a nutshell, PewDiePie is the largest ball of twine.
So he's famous because he's famous. Like his fame is the most famous part about him.
Well, duh. You've watched his videos, what else would be famous about him?
Well, that still doesn't stop him from trying to do interesting things with his fame. People are gonna watch his videos, he may as well do something different.
Well, he did. He hired people to hold up an anti-Semitic message.
I mean, like, productive things.
It is productive.
How is
Maybe.
it? No.
I mean, if the whole point of PewDiePie is to just be famous for the sake of fame, then doing something to get yourself in the newspaper is pretty much the brightest idea you can have.
No, that's infamy. That's not the same as fame. Everyone got mad. Well, not everyone got mad. A bunch of people got mad.
Well, he got into the newspaper as well, and when the point is to just be well-known, it made him more well-known.
Well, anyway, regardless of the merits of being racist while you're the biggest YouTuber...
He wasn't being... He was just trying to be shocking.
Okay. I was actually originally not going to go in the direction of what PewDiePie should do on YouTube. I was kind of more thinking, like... Why doesn't PewDiePie get into real estate? Or,
because,
I don't know, like, buy a franchise?
Well, maybe he doesn't know anything about real estate. He has no passion for real estate.
Well, he could still try. I don't know, open a bike shop, make sandwiches, start a restaurant.
Boy, he doesn't want to do any of that. That's not his vocation.
He doesn't have a vocation. He's PewDiePie. Just do anything. Now is the start of his life. You sound like my mom, right? Just try to do something else with your life, Peyton. What does your mom want you to do? She wants me to go back to college, yes. Well, I mean, I don't know. That's between you and her.
Go back to college, PewDiePie.
Isn't he Swedish? I mean, like, they pay you to go to college there or something.
I don't know if they pay you to go to college if you're as rich as he is.
Still, I mean, there's no excuse. Like, he could go into any career or do anything he wants with his life from this point forward. They pay you to go to college and you don't get the benefits if you're already super rich? It is a strange world the Swedes live in, yes.
Actually, now that I think about it, that whole anti-Semitic thing that he got in the news for, probably not helping him get jobs with, I don't know, like, firms.
You were just defending it.
Well, yeah, that was before we put it in terms of, like, I don't know, doing anything you want with your life.
Wait, you just did no. Okay, see, this is what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna be on YouTube and you're just like it's your 9 to 5 and you hate it, then why not do something to make it interesting? Try to like learn and take advantage of things. Ah, man.
Don't you always say that experimentation is a tough road on YouTube?
Well, it is, but not for him. He's like the one of the few people who could do anything at all and it wouldn't matter. I just PewDiePie, I just want him to do something with his life. You know, I'm so disappointed in him. I didn't bring him into the world just to be PewDiePie.
I think the cold's making you a bit delirious, Ray.
No, I don't have a fever. I'm delirious with high expectations for PewDiePie, and then they're being let down.
Well, I'm sorry, Ray, but PewDiePie doesn't have to do anything at all to be successful, so maybe this is his maximum happiness. You know, he always wanted this in life.
Man, well, that's fine. You just squander your opportunities, PewDiePie. You know, man, I am a little out of it, though, I will admit. I'm not sleeping very well because of this. I don't understand why it's the body's mechanism to shut off your breathing passages when you're sick.
It's to stop more germs from getting in.
I know, but by suffocating the person? Why? How did that become a thing? It's so if you're really sick, you die and you don't pass it on to everyone else, yes. Really? Well, if you died, I wouldn't be sick, yes. No, that's kind of plausible, do you think? Like maybe your body goes into shutdown mode to kill you to save your friends?
That is getting dangerously close to the thinking that all things have a reason.
Well, things do have a reason. Sometimes the reasons are just really stupid, though.
I mean, can you really say that those are reasons, though?
Yes, stupid reasons. So when the architects built this part of the cathedral, do you think they just said, no stairs, no stairs? Well, these guys can teleport around. The better question is, why is there a reaver tool here?
Why is there a vampire temple?
Placing this book on the pedestal opened up a portal. I wondered if that would work for any book that fit in the pedestal, or if it had to be this specific book. And if it had to be this specific book, why? Books, being made of paper, seem vulnerable to the environment, and this was a terrible key.
If everyone could teleport, why would you need a portal to go deeper into the cathedral?
Maybe this was a key that they gave to cultists before they learned to teleport, but now everyone kinda can, so they just sort of put the key up in the upper hall and left it unguarded. Aside from really just loving the color red, Avernus Cathedral featured murals drawn by the Hilden race. According to the Hilden, from what I could extrapolate, it was the ancient vampires that started the war. The Hilden had refused to worship the Elder Squid, a good call on their part if I had to say, and the ancient vampires retaliated for this by banishing the Hilden. In light of the Hilden opposing the Elder Squid and the ancient vampires worshipping him, I began to wonder if supporting the vampires was the wrong choice after all. Does no one have a written language, yes? No one believed in writing in those times. All history is oral, and Raziel is just really good at understanding picture books.
Where do you suppose he gained that skill? Do you think his parents gave him picture books as a kid?
Aww, that's like a look into a really sweet childhood that we'll never get to see.
Every night, Mom and Dad Raziel would read little Raziel picture books.
Full of vague prophecies and promises of future conquest, yes. Well, you know, vague prophecy is a big part of a lot of fiction.
I don't know if very many parents read Oedipus to their kids, Ray.
Well, my parents thought that I was advanced for my age. they must be wondering how correct they were now, yes. Well, whatever, I still like the stories. But you know, I think about how throughout this game you have characters saying things like, oh, I misread all the signs. And it's like, well, duh, that would be really easy to do when your only signs are these murals.
Well, that and all the prophecy hinges on Raziel, who has free will and then definitionally can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, what are you looking for? Signs that Raziel's cooperating with what you wanted? Here was drawn a mural of the Hilden's hero. It was a ragged figure with flaming eyes and a burning sword. It occurred to me that maybe I wasn't really anyone's particular prophesied hero, just that I could potentially save anyone, and everyone expected that I was going to save them.
You see, Raziel, I told you you were destined to kill the vampires. Oh, also I told Kain where you were and helped him get here. He said he was going to stab you. Oh, and that you were the dumbest of his lieutenants. So, you know.
We got a bunch of stuff coming up, so here's a good place to stop for now. Thanks for joining us, everybody. And remember, YouTube is a cold and harsh place for being creative. So if you like this or any of the stuff we do, it would really help if you could support us on Patreon. And otherwise, thanks for viewing, and have a great day.